Yo Bearcats, welcome to the next episode of the Bonita Interview series. I'm Derek, and this week I interviewed Mr. Yip. Mr. Yip is my AP Stats teacher, but he also teaches AP Calculus. In this episode, we dove into his passion for traveling. Let's get started. Thanks for being here, Mr. Yip. Let's talk about traveling. So my first question is, what was the first place that you ever traveled to?
Well, I remember when I was a kid, my parents would take me to China. We were in Hong Kong. We lived in Hong Kong, so we would travel to China. One of the cities that's close to Hong Kong is Guangzhou, so China is one of my first destinations.
Like, how far away? Like, did you drive, fly there? How'd you?
We flew. From my memory, flying and train, a couple of hours, half a day. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah. Have you ever traveled somewhere that, like, completely surprised you? Like, you were not expecting what you saw?
Yes. In 2004, going to Italy, when me and my classmates went to Venice, that was shockingly different. Just all the streets that you imagine within a city are now rivers.
Yeah.
So there are no roads, just a lot of rivers, canals, and that was very unique. Taxis, buses are now boats.
Oh, wow.
It's really surreal. It's like a city that's almost like artificial. It's very interesting. So I'd love to go back and just spend some more time in Venice.
Was that your favorite place you visited, or what was your favorite place?
Favorite place? Now, that's tough. 2 years ago, I went to Japan, Tokyo and Osaka. And they could be recency bias. It happened fairly recently. And so those two places, as an adult, with a little bit more spending money, I get to shop around, eat food that's very different. Culturally very different as well. So I would say Tokyo, Osaka are the two cities in Japan that really stood out in my mind.
What was your favorite food that you ate there?
The Yoshinoya, surprisingly. So they have Yoshinoya, similar type of food, but just the quality is a lot better. They serve it in a hard bowl, chopsticks.
Is it like noodles?
They do offer noodles, but I had just the typical beef and rice. They have hot miso soup, and it feels authentic, even though it's still kind of categorized as fast food.
Yeah.
So it was good.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And when you go to these places, do you like going by yourself, or do you prefer traveling with others?
I'm a huge introvert, so I do prefer to be by myself. I feel like that's also a lot more efficient.
Yeah.
I could go places without answering questions. I could go to the bathroom when I need to. I don't have to accommodate to people. Yeah. So I like that freedom. That aspect is very unique traveling by myself. So I like that freedom, not having to explain a plan. Yeah. So that's fun.
And do you like to explore the cities you go to, or are you more of a nature guy?
I'm a big city person. Yeah. So growing up in Hong Kong, I'm used to busy streets, skyscrapers, public transportations. I miss that. Laverne's great. America's great. But in our area here, there's really zero public transportation.
Yeah.
There's no subway. You could argue that Go Line is part of it, but it's very limited. Yeah. But I really enjoy exploring the metro system, be it buses, vans, trains and subways.
Are they normally like clean, or is it like...
In Japan, super clean.
Yeah,
super clean in Japan. Hong Kong has a spectacular metro system. I've been to some countries, like I think in parts of Italy, if I could remember correctly, there's some subways that are a little shady, a little weird. New York City, if you've seen it, know it can be...
Shady people too. Yeah.
I don't know about shady people.
Yeah. Okay, my next question is,
sure.
If you had to live in one country for a year, where would you want to live and why?
So I've thought about that a bit. I think if I could live in Japan for a year, I can eat very healthy, come back after a year and be super kind of cleansed. Another option I thought about is Kenya.
Kenya?
Go train in Kenya, train running in Kenya, high altitude, learn their secrets of running, long distances, come back and just win the Olympics.
Do you think you could win?
No.
I think you could win.
I don't think I could win the Olympics in any event.
Any event?
Unless you and I play doubles in pickleball.
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 No, we would do
pickleball. We'll invent that, make that Olympic sport. You and I will dominate.
You'd be my double?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. What is it, 2028? Is that right?
Yeah.
2028?
They'll probably have it.
Yeah. We'll do it. We'll take home the gold.
What is your number one traveling tip? Like if you had to tell a new traveler.
Sure. I would say my tip is be open-minded, be respectful of the destination. I think that's important because I think there'll come a time when you might likely ask someone for help, be it as simple as direction or in case of some emergency. I think being respectful, being open-minded, people watch, try to follow their rules. Can I give you an example?
Yeah.
I think in Tokyo, when you're going up escalators, they're usually wide enough where you could stand two people side by side. And so in Tokyo, now I could have the two sides mixed up. In Tokyo, if you're not walking, you should stand on the left and walk on the right.
So now, just like follow customs like that.
Follow the custom, just kind of follow and watch and kind of pay attention. And then surprisingly in Osaka, it's the same custom, but it's on the other side. Opposite. So yeah, it's just weird. I thought when I was traveling between the two cities, I thought I noticed that, and then I confirmed that coming home and watching some YouTube videos. So.
You mentioned like in case of emergency. Have you ever had like a bad traveling experience or something that happened to you?
Recently, no. All my traveling has gone pretty smoothly recently, but I, have some memory as a kid just being really sick in China.
Yeah.
That was tough when you're traveling, being in a foreign country, not being at home and being sick, and also being a kid too. That was tough. But luckily, I've been pretty easygoing. I don't really lose my stuff typically. Yeah. So I have not gotten into any trouble yet. Yeah. Unless you and I travel, I'm sure we'll get into some trouble though.
We probably get in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah. But it'll be fun.
We would have fun.
Yeah. But we'll come back and win the Olympic gold in pickleball, doubles, men's doubles.
We have to go train.
We can train if we need to, but we might not need to train. Yeah. We'll just win on talent.
Yeah.
Pure talent, and that should do it. Yeah.
Okay, my last question is...
Sure.
Is there any place you've always wanted to visit, but you haven't gone around to visiting it yet?
There are many. What comes to mind right now is I actually have not been to Hawaii.
Why?
I think Hawaii would be a great destination.
Hawaii is great.
I think physically it's just unique, right? An island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Have not been there, and I think there's lots to do. And I'm an outdoors person, so I can enjoy the outdoors. Although there might not be a whole lot of city life in Hawaii. Beaches. There are beaches. I could see myself spending 2 to 3 days there, but probably not much longer than that. Yeah.
That's fair. All right. Well, thank you for coming, Mr. Yip.
Thanks, Derek. You're awesome.
All right, now back to the studio.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed getting to know Mr. Yip and his passion for traveling. Make sure to join us next week for another interview. See you then.